Yeah, you had Counterparty, you had colored coins. Basically, everyone was trying to hack the concept of a traceable token into Bitcoin and Bitcoin-like tech. But it really needed smart contracts, which is obviously what Ethereum supported to really make the difference. When Ethereum was first released, I think it was in 2015. I was around Ethereum the whole time, so I knew Vitalik and stuff. So I was always around Ethereum. But I wrote a little smart contract, which was Magic the Gathering. I basically encoded Magic the Gathering cards on my little Ethereum testnet with all of the data. That was nothing off chain. So all of the content of Magic the Gathering cards I could do on a testnet. And I worked out it would have cost me $10,000 to publish them all on chain. I wish I'd done it at the time. It would have been incredible. But the NFT standard didn't exist. And it was from doing that I realized how powerful all this stuff was.
I actually think the comparison with Magic the Gathering is a really good one. So, maybe it just makes sense for somebody listening who doesn't know what Magic the Gathering is. So, Magic the Gathering is a playing card game. It's a game where players have to effectively buy packs of cards, and they have to effectively what they're doing when they buy a pack is they're trying to uncover the rarest types of cards. So there's a very limited supply of certain types of cards that have obviously rarity value, but they can also be used to play in the game. And the reason why I think that it's worth kind of bringing that up is because some of those cards that are the most rare and the most difficult to get hold of go for tens of thousands of dollars. They're extremely valuable. And somebody could argue, well, it's just a game. It has that those cards have no utility. They're just physical bits of paper. I could just print one at home. And often players, when they play with each other, do actually print cards. But still, nonetheless, these original highly coveted cards are extremely valuable. And there's so many examples of this in various domains where provenance is the reason that something is valued, not just its sort of, the whole idea of kind of like I can right click save an NFT. It's like totally missing the point of what an NFT is actually about, right? And I think that's something that I come from the skeptic side, and I do find that argument about NFTs quite frustrating. It really does kind of miss the point a lot.
Well, people don't want to believe that provenance is what it's about, but of course it's what it's about. It's no different in the art world. I mean, it's like you that certificate of authenticity that Sotheby's or Christie's give you or whatever. That's absolutely crucial. People get confused between, just don't take art specifically because I know a lot of NFTs are art. People get confused between the skills it takes to do a particular painting and what someone will pay for the painting. The value of a piece of art is a combination of factors. The skill could be 1% of it, it could be 0.0001% of it, or it could be 99% of it, depending what it is. So it's a factor, and how much that factor contributes to the value depends on the work and the artist and the time of the year or whatever, or the time of the decade, whatever it happens to be. The vast majority of art does not take a lot of skill that any good artist couldn't do. But the content of it, that might affect things as a percentage, like what it actually is about. The artists themselves, how they've marketed themselves, their story, can be a huge amount. I mean, Banks's art is not great in terms of technical ability, and it wasn't original. Like, there were other people Banksy was essentially replicating, but he was brilliant at promoting himself. And there's lots of artists like that throughout history. So the provenance aspect, that it was a Banksy piece of art, that it was a Josie piece, or whatever, or it is a Van Gogh, that matters so much to the value. And when I'm talking value, I'm also talking about, I'm not just talking about financial value, but talking about the personal collectability value, the reputational value of owning it. It's kind of nonsense. Like, if you're being completely logical, it's nonsense. Like, I can own a Banksy just by, I can replicate it, I can photocopy a lot of Banksy stuff. I've talked about, well, having a JPEG is not really much different from having a print, because I can pretty easily get a high-res version of most Banksys, and print it out, print a poster version. It's so easy to do these days. But you want the provenance that it is like one of the 20 only ones that was approved by, I can't remember the company that do approve all Banks's work. Pest Control, yeah. You want to know that. So I can download a JPEG or I could have a really good Chinese artist. I say Chinese. There's a whole town in China which replicates art. I could have them do a really good replica of a piece of artwork. But that's not the point. There's the artwork for the artwork's sake. Then there's that collectability of the artwork, and we're human beings. That provenance, that collectability, is a flaw of ours that artists and game developers and all sorts of people take advantage of. Perhaps it came from people had to like hoard food and stuff like many millennia ago, in order to survive. I don't know. There's obviously a biological imperative there, but it is a logical flaw in the way we work. So you can't just say, well, I can right click download it, because sure, of course you can, but also I can get this art replicated for like $50. That'll be worth 5 million if it was the original. It will look the same, but I know it's not.